Have a look!
So here, we will show you the features of Fuji Seimitsu's FUJILOK U-Nut.
Click!
First, its excellent fastening function provides stable locking in all situations.
Click!
The FUJILOK U-Nut also provides fastening power at a middle position on a bolt and will not come off quickly even if the tightening force is lowered.
Click!
In addition, the FUJILOK U-Nut is an all-metal product with excellent resistance to heat and low temperatures.
Click!
Tightening can be performed easily with one wrench to prevent mistakes in installation.
Click!
Repeated use is possible for excellent cost performance. And now, the basic specifications of the FUJILOK U-Nut. On sizes M4 to M6, friction rings have a 60-degree 3-wing ring structure, while sizes M8 and above have a 90-degree 2-wing ring structure. Friction rings are integrated with the top face of the nut. A wide range of sizes is available, from small diameter M4 nuts to large diameter M115 nuts. In addition, thread accuracy conforms to the JIS 6H standard, and for the pitch, coarse thread as well as fine thread is available. Various shapes such as Type 1 single chamfer nuts, Type 2 double chamfer nuts, and Type 3 thin type nuts are available, as well as small nuts, flange nuts, domed nuts, weld nuts, and other specially shaped nuts. The FUJILOK U-Nut is also produced in a wide range of materials, such as low-carbon steel and heat-treated high-carbon steel, for conformity with all manner of bolts. Various surface treatments are available as well, in accordance with the customer's intended use and specifications. Now let's look at experimental data that shows the excellent performance of the FUJILOK U-Nut. First, we'll measure the frictional torque, called the prevailing torque, that is produced by the FUJILOK U-Nut friction ring strongly placing stress against the bolt screw threads through a spring effect. As shown in this graph, prevailing torque increases as the nominal diameter of the nut increases. Even if nut removal and installation are repeated for 10 cycles, the prevailing torque is hardly reduced. By looking at this, you can see how free rotation is prevented through stable prevailing torque and how the FUJILOK U-Nut can withstand repeated use.
Excellent!
Next, let's look at an actual test video to really understand the quality of the FUJILOK U-Nut's locking function. To achieve stable test conditions, a preset type torque wrench is used, and the nuts and bolts are set on a vibrating barrel. In this test, ordinary nuts with spring washers, double nuts, and FUJILOK U-Nuts are compared. As seen here, an impact vertical to the bolt axis direction is repeatedly applied to the nuts and bolts tightened in the vibrating barrel. The locking performance is then determined by looking for looseness and seeing which nuts stayed locked the longest. After 45 seconds, the ordinary nuts with spring washers have come off. After 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the double nuts have come off. In comparison, the FUJILOK U-Nuts are still okay after 10 minutes. The test results show that the FUJILOK U-Nuts maintain the locking effect even after 16 minutes. As you can see, the excellent locking performance of the FUJILOK U-Nut can also be verified with a vibration test.
It's definitely the best!
Installation of the FUJILOK unit is easy.
It's easy.
Check that the tip of the thread portion of the bolt has a chamfer that is equivalent to 1 pitch. Use lubricant in cases where problems such as scorching or seizing may occur. Manually screw the nut on until the friction ring touches the tip of the threaded portion of the bolt. Tighten the nut with a tightening tool such as a wrench. Check that at least 2 full bolt threads protrude beyond the friction ring. Lastly, we will review the precautions for using the FUJILOK unit. When fastening, refer to the tightening torque table for the appropriate torque to use. Use bolts with a chamfered tip with a JIS 6G thread accuracy. Use lubricant in cases where problems such as scorching or seizing may occur during installation or removal of a nut. For full locking, ensure that 2 full bolt threads protrude beyond the friction ring at the top of the FUJILOK unit. When welding a nut, pay attention to the effect of heat and spatter on the friction ring and thread areas. Consult with Fuji before using the nut if the bolt thread is machined with keyways or pinholes. The nut cannot be installed from the friction ring side. Stop using the nut if excessive deformation or any other fault is found on the friction ring or the clamp. Before use under severe conditions or with low axial tension, consult with Fuji.